Just go. Just go on to G4.
I'm going on to 4G straight away.
G4,
no, it's all right now. Is it all right now?
How are you all?
Hello.
Can you see us?
Can you see us?
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Sorry I look very rough. I should have made an effort. But...
You don't look that rough,
darling.
I
do, babe. Look at the state of me.
You don't, darling.
We've been cleaning up the house all day. Anyone notice anything different?
Oh, yeah. Look behind us.
What can you see?
It's not behind you.
What can you see? What can you see?
What can't you see?
What can you see? What can't you see? What is mystery?
Jackie Roswell, Jenny Fay, Lorraine Eade, Sophie Fuller, Lynn Sheard, Ellery Jones, Missy Reviews UK, Keely Windle, Sally O'Sullivan, Richard Kavanagh. Good to see you back.
I've had a terrible thing happen. I don't think I can ever do Christmas here again.
Oh, Christ almighty. Well, you're doing it on your own, darling.
We packed up all the trees and everything today. It took all day.
Yeah, we vlogged it.
And it was awful.
It wasn't pleasant.
And it was horrible. And we had to clean up everywhere. The house is tidy now, but it won't be for long. You know what we're like. Oh. But what do you think about doing a Vlogmas in the sun? Wouldn't you like to see an alternative Christmas in the sun? What do you think, guys? I'm trying to convince Mark of this.
The problem with you is if we all say no, you'll just go. That's what you're like. You just go. We don't. What if the majority don't want to?
I'm asking the subs.
I know you are. How sad, says Janine Amory. I burn all my chicken on purpose because I'm terrified.
I said I burn my children.
Says Sophie Jane Matilda. Is this off the back of the rice comment? Hey guys, yes please. You could
Told
call
the
it.
bunny.
You could call it Slogmas.
Oh, it'd be great. I was just saying
Vlogmas at yours is amazing. How many loft trips? Says Funky Girl.
Too many.
Yeah, no,
he was so annoying today. We had so many arguments.
Hi, Eli. Just hope you're
don't
doing
watch
better.
the vlog if you don't want arguments.
Yeah, keep it clean, please, says Nadia Kauser. Lorraine Eads, I'd love to have a Christmas in Greece with you all, says Lorraine Eads.
My kitchen was clean, it's just messy.
Francesca Crowther Smith says Christmas is supposed to be winter weather. I entirely agree. No. If it wasn't frosty,
I don't like it.
The snowman.
What about Austria then?
No.
I've always wanted to go to Austria.
I've been to Austria. Once you've looked at the pretty houses and you run around.
I don't want. Listen.
Is it the Danube?
If you think about it, we've been together 20 years. We've done Christmas here every single year. So
Most
for 20
people
years,
do Christmas
I've done
at home.
Christmas here. I don't want to do Christmas here.
Most people do Christmas at home.
I used to love my teenage and my 20s when we always used to get a nice like little cottage somewhere, like, and we'd have like a fire and everything. We'd go for nice walks and go to pubs, and it was lovely. And somebody else would put the Christmas tree up.
There wouldn't be a Christmas tree.
Well, it would if we went away here.
No, well, yeah. Vlogust in August. That's a good idea. It's
Vlogust.
Windy in Scotland, isn't it? Yeah, poor woman was crushed in her car.
Horrendous. God, you know, I just saw that story and you think, oh, we just go about our lives, don't we? And anything could happen at any bloody minute.
Totally agree. Vicky,
all that family and friends.
Oh, don't.
Oh my God, the huge devastation to all those people today. That woman just gone.
Incidentally as well. When you're hit by the weather, it's just more incidental than anything else. It's just... going back to the Vlogmas thing, Vicky Edwards says, part of Vlogmas is having the family popping in and out. Dina, the lights, taste testing on the booze at 11 a.m. You see, I think we did it so well this year. When will we get to see Nanny Di's room in the vlog? Oh, I've just suddenly had a pain behind my right
how
eye.
did they know about Nanny Di's room?
I don't know, because we started it in Vlogmas. Yes, we did. I cleared it out and put the bed up.
But they don't know anything yet.
Well, I bet you probably posted something
I haven't.
about it.
Nothing.
I don't know. I haven't said anything. Haven't said anything. Haven't shown.
Why are you being all annoying?
I'm not. I've got such a headache suddenly.
Why?
I don't. If we all knew why we had
Show them
headaches,
your
we
leg.
wouldn't have headaches. I am actually.
So he got this thing on his leg today, and you know he gets health anxiety, and he's a hypochondriac, and he's got anxiety and all these things. He goes, send this to Dina and ask her what it is. So I took a photograph and I sent it to Dina, and Dina came back with, it's a hairy leg.
Well, I can't.
So, shall I show them the photo? I've got it on a photo.
You know, why am I trying to kill myself?
Okay, so this is what I sent Dina, and she said, it's a hairy leg.
Except I don't have hairy legs.
And then she said to me, mind you, not that hairy.
Okay, hold it in front of the lens. What's that, guys? That's not a hairy leg.
God, that looks like the end of a penis.
It looks like a basted chicken.
That's his fingers. But if you look at it quickly, it looks like the end of a penis.
Sophie R says, do Christmas in New York. I tell you what, I did.
But you know what? My friend's just been to New York and she said it is unaffordable. Like
Christmas in Chicago is lovely.
125 mils, you know, pub measure of house shit wine.
She doesn't drink.
£16.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Pasta for 4 with no booze, £150.
What?
Oh no, I'm not going to sit next to you if you're going to do that because that's hurting my ears.
God, you're a right fucking misery.
I don't feel very well.
Drink your tea. How's your tea? Why is it people make tea and then they go on about what it's like?
It's really nice.
I always find asking what it's like is passive aggressive.
Your mum's
Nanny
nice
Di,
girl.
you're really bad at that. You make a cup of tea and you go, drink your tea.
Drink your tea.
Drink your tea. Have you drunk your tea, love? Have you drunk your tea? Yeah, part of the joy of a cup of tea is
But
dealing
you
with it in
do
your own
tend to
time.
leave your tea.
I don't leave.
Don't you find
mine.
it so annoying when you make somebody a cup of tea and they don't drink it and they forget it?
That's a horrendous shot, wasn't it? Did you see that? Mark, did you eat rice? No.
Todd the Bunny just said to me that on Instagram, that I terrified her so much about rice that she hasn't eaten it for 2 years. Elsa Pop ringworm.
Oh, is it ringworm?
It could be psoriasis, DD, you're
But
right.
it's perfectly round. Elijah says a love bite. A blood sponge,
Ringworm.
says MT2. What's the fuck
All the
is-
mums know it's ringworm.
What's a blood sponge? What the fuck is a blood sponge?
That's a blood sponge.
Jesus Christ, that
Oh
sounds...
God, I'm going to have to look that up.
You've
Somebody
got to
tell us what...
ask
Mark,
Dina
I'm
what-
so overheated. Please open the door. I can't
You
bear
told me
it.
to put the heating on.
Mark, I'm really hot. Mark, open the door.
You look unwell. You
I
look
don't
red.
feel
No, you look
okay.
so red.
Mark, I'm not red, I'm white.
Let's undo your
Mark!
Just undo your top and get some air to you. Remade W, where is the screwed beak Robin? I don't fucking know. Where is it?
It's dead. It's gone. I threw it in the skip.
Did you?
I'm just going to say that because you're so annoying me.
Where
You
the
keep asking
fuck
for
is it? You said it was in the box. You said it was in the boxes and it's not in the boxes. So annoying.
I think it's ringworm or a spider bite. Don't tell him that. He won't stop going on. He will not stop going on about that. Oh, it's so good, Ellery Jones. So good.
Yeah, fun.
Hi, guys. Hey, honey. How are you? Nice to see you. Oh, that's one of my favourite friends
What did he
of
say?
Kiki's.
What did he
Johnny.
say? He said you look lovely.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, he did.
Do you need the door open?
Oh, I'm very hot. I like it when you do things for me. Makes me fancy you. Oh, he's very fanciable tonight, isn't he?
Bloody hell.
He's made me tea. You don't ruin it with a bloody hell. No, I'm not going to fancy you now.
There's a bone so big, it's the size of my head.
Where is it? She looked so fed up today. I gave Chi-Chi a bone this big. It's like a man's head. And she just keeps carrying it around everywhere. Oh, it's so annoying.
Sharon O'Keefe says, Gizza wave. Give us a wave.
Hello,
There you
Sharon
go.
O'Keefe.
Did you chuck the robin, asks Elijah's. Be honest. Oh, Lady Mandy, I was a teacher forced teacher for years. It's a ringworm.
A what teacher?
No, I was a teacher 4 years, but it's come out as forced.
Ringworm.
It could have been
And
a
what's
spider
annoying
bite from
me-
the loft.
It's not. It's not. What annoys
Why
me
did
is
you
I
look like that?
touched the ringworm.
And then you put your finger
It's
on
highly
your nose.
contagious.
Then she did that.
I'm going to get ringworm on my face now.
Sponge made of blood, says Jackie Valino. Sounds like a Hammer House horror film. The blood sponge of love. I love that, Robin.
Leonic, I think if it was psoriasis, there'd be more than one.
Jess film stuff. Are you both feeling better? We are.
Oh, look, people get ringworm when they run down.
Yeah, well, I have been incredibly down.
You know what? No, run down.
Yeah, no,
down.
I've felt run down as well as down.
But you know what you do for anything like that? Right, listen to this absolutely brilliant remedy.
Susie
Mark,
Othman, hello.
Mark, go over there and get that cup that's on the
Why am I
side.
up and down like a pair of knickers?
I'm really bad.
What do you want?
I'm not well.
What do you want?
Over by the sink. There's the flowery cup.
What flowery cup?
The one with the loose handle.
Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Mark, there. The lovely flowery cup you bought me. Bring it over.
Oh, this is disgusting. Don't
Right.
get it on my laptop.
Now, this is a brilliant home
Don't
remedy.
tilt it up and show it.
So just a simple
It's
soap,
too cold.
like that, simple soap,
Toffee.
and you soak it
Toffee.
in water, okay? So that you then get this, like this, okay? So Mark, take that and put it on your ringworm, pack it on.
Hang on.
This
Isn't
is
it
a
gonna just come off with my
fantastic
trousers?
remedy. Once,
Put it on
Kiki,
my-
when she was younger, I'm not putting...
Ow!
I don't want to touch it in case I get it. Once, when Kiki was a lot younger, she got all these bites on her legs,
It's sore.
right?
It's really sore.
And without me knowing, she'd gone and got a whole load of plasters and covered these bites with the plasters, and they basically went septic. They were horrendous. And my homeopath said, okay, straight away, she had homeopathic remedies where she goes, get simple soap like that, scrape it off, and pack it onto the wounds. This is what they used to use, you know, in the olden days, nurses. And it completely cleared it up. Same with one of the girls when they had ringworm before. Always keep a bar of simple soap under the sink.
Gotcha.
For anything sort of septic-y or anything like that. It's
Gotcha.
brilliant.
Emma L2189, typical bloke's reaction. Love bite from Nads, Mark. Ashley, what are you like, mate? What are you like? Can I just say, Ashley, I'm dead impressed by your roots. Not your hair roots, your roots that you're going on. Astonishing.
Yeah, you're going a long
Shingles, says
way.
Michelle Hofstein.
No, it's not shingles. I've had
Isn't
shingles.
ringworm a form of shingles?
No.
Isn't shingles a form of ringworm?
Dina said Mark could have got it from the dog.
How you feel? I started off at breakneck speed and now I'm exhausted.
Right, come on, tell us your news stories.
Right, Boris Johnson's Whodini Act. I realise that we haven't had a chance to talk to you, Nad, since Cressida Dick got involved, and I'm emphasising the word dick because I feel that Cressida Dick has been a bit of a dick in this whole thing. She has literally taken all the steam, all the kinetic energy out of being able to remove Boris, or at the very least hold the fire to his feet. I think it's outrageous, and I almost feel like it's the junta in a non-democratic country preventing
Justice. I mean, the thing is, they've had various... The thing is about this is that there are so many different opinions on whether this was right, whether this wrong, whatever. But an ex-policeman rang up today and said, this is going to be about a fine, a public order offence. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't a murder. This isn't a drug deal. This isn't.
This is what I was saying, and they're very unlikely to go to court.
It's not going to go to court.
No,
it will
it's
not
not.
go to court. So, what earthly reason would there be to redact anything in that report? And
it's a total bust flush of a so-called, criminal investigation.
I mean,
it means
of course,
nothing.
it seems totally ludicrous to say that they seem to be in cahoots with the government and are the police corrupt. Well, we know the police are corrupt, and we know the police cover up for lying.
Yeah.
You know, in some areas. Of course, let's never forget that the majority of police are damn fine people who run towards danger instead of running away. But there are some dodgy fuckers.
Well, hang on a minute.
And
This
today,
isn't about them.
it feels like Cressida Dick's the dodgy fucker.
She's confirming
In our opinion.
her heritage. It's totally outrageous. It's totally unforgivably outrageous.
Unbelievable.
And the thing
they
is,
keep changing their bloody story.
And the thing-
like they said, Cressida Dick needs to make an announcement because all we're getting is little bits and pieces threaded in and out of the media.
and the
it's
thing is that
leaving everything
loads
up
of
for
Tory
discussion.
backbenchers and Tory ministers who are anti and critical have already said that all the steam has been taken out, all the wind has been taken out of the sails of the so-called rebellion that was happening. It's just outrageous.
What he's done, which is what he always does, the lying, cheating Boris, is he's kicked the can down the road, and now it will be kicked down the road for a long old time.
Joe Green says,
until everyone gets too tired and goes, oh, well, we're still going on about the parties. We've got to stop calling this about going on at the party. We've got to talk about this in terms of him lying to the House, and lying and cheating. And the whole world is watching this. This is the same man that has to cut deals talk. I mean, for God's sake, he's got a phone call with Putin tomorrow. Can you imagine how terrified Putin is?
Abby Reid says perhaps Cressida Dick was at the party.
Perhaps she was.
Joe Green, I thought it was only being redacted whilst the police are investigating. Yes, it is.
But in that time, all the steam's gone out of the rebellion.
So Boris Johnson...
It'll work for him.
It's going to work.
It's going to work for him.
And that's why we've called it Boris Johnson's Whodini Act. Because once again...
Yeah, and so like everyone that says, oh, are we still talking about these parties? Make no bones about it, it's very, very important because it's about, you know, how he runs the government.
Look, Lisa...
And he puts people in positions of power that can cover for him. The choices that he makes... I don't think he chooses the best people to be in the cabinet. I think he chooses the people that are up his arse. Because if that wasn't the case, what the hell is Nadine Dorries doing in the cabinet? Nadine Dorries from Celebrity Get Me Out of Here Jungle?
Lisa Brooker says, to be honest, I just want to move on from the parties. So much more that we should be worried about. Agree.
But all of those things we're worried about, we need a decent Prime Minister
Too many people
out.
Waiting for hospital appointments and the potential of going to war. I entirely agree with
Absolutely.
that. But you lose the heat in the parties, you lose the heat of the parties, you can't hold the government accountable. And the point that we mustn't forget is that whilst they were partying, people weren't even able to be with their relatives who died and couldn't attend funerals. The contrast between them and us was so massive. Staggeringly massive.
You see, the thing is, it illustrates to us.
I agree. There's all those other
the
things.
way that they think about life. You know, nobody in the government is going to not be able to get a hospital bed. Nobody in the government is going to be choosing between fuel and food. Nobody in the government is going to be suffering like so many people out there are, and that's going to get worse over the winter because they're so far removed. And the fact that they thought they could have parties when nobody else could illustrates that. It tells us who they are. It's like my Auntie Jamelia used to say, when somebody is trying to show themselves to you, don't turn your head away. He's showing us who he is. And if you think that's not going to affect us in everything in our lives, because politics is about our lives, that's what it's about. And the way that he runs the country, the way that he is running things is the same, it's all in the same pot.
MeTube says to say move on is letting them off the hook for one rule for us, one rule for the rest. Sam JP, he surrounds himself with enablers hired because they will look the other way, not because they're best for the job.
Exactly.
Abuse of power. Totally.
I mean, you know, there was somebody on the radio today. Do you remember the chap who was originally going to investigate the parties, and then he had to be taken off the job because he'd had a party? Do you remember him?
Because he'd been to one of the parties he was investigating.
Well, apparently he was very, very close to Boris all through Brexit. He was a bit of a brain for Brexit.
Right.
And somebody was suggesting today on the radio that he was put into the position that he was for problems that would come down the road. Boris knew he had him in his pocket.
God, that was really menacing.
Had him in his pocket to cover for things that when he was going to need to cover. But of course that went tits up because he himself had been, you know.
Can I just ask that you never do that again? That's really horrible.
My friend.
Sharon,
can you hear the dog? Listen.
She's eating an arm. Sharon Schlebusch, I like your name, I hope I pronounced it correctly. I think he's going to say that what they remembered is different to what he remembers. It's exactly what he's going to say.
Is that time when you said, I've said what I've said?
Yeah, exactly.
We couldn't stop laughing at that word. I've said what I've said. Oh, right. Oh, okay. You've said what you've said, so that's it.
A number of barristers and lawyers have been saying that the Met Police's action is disproportionate. And it is. They've
had every brilliant lawyer under the sun on the radio today talking about what a load of old tripe this is.
Okay, so I'm going to ask, do we have any drivers here? Say yes if you're drivers. Say yes if you're drivers. Ashley, we need normal people in that government, people that's turned their lives around. Yeah, you're absolutely kind of
Angela
poor being an addict.
Angela Rayner.
Yeah. Catherine Clausen, have you heard of pregnant Kiwi journalist Charlotte Bellis stuck in Afghanistan because New Zealand refuses emergency room in MIQ isolation? So many denied returning home to be with dying family. Oh my God.
Horrendous.
Yeah. Oh look, lots and lots of drivers. Well, were any of you aware that the highway code has been updated and reissued? And what's weird about this is that drivers who have passed aren't required to. I think it should almost be a legal requirement that you have to sort of, reacquaint yourself with the new highway code. My granddad always had a highway code in the door of his car. Always. I don't know whether he referred to it whilst he was driving, because that would be highly illegal.
You used to have the highway code in your car.
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they did. But the highway code overhaul is essentially giving all power, or more power, to cyclists and virtually all power to pedestrians. In what they call a sort of hierarchy of power on the road. This language is quite militaristic, isn't it? Hierarchy of power. So the driver being at the lowest, because of course they're the most dangerous, but cyclists can now cycle not only on the left but on the right in order to avoid things, and pedestrians are allowed to cross anywhere at any time and have to be given priority. Doesn't that make a mockery of having speed limits? And does that mean the pedestrian rule? Thank you, Christina C. The pedestrian rule is ridiculous. Surely so many more car accidents. Well, yeah, some people like the AA and the RAC are saying if you have this rule, taking a right-hand turn when someone just thinks, all right, I'll just cross the road here, is going to cause you might avoid them, but you're going to have a car go in the back of you. Clodagh Egan, accidents will go up. Does anyone else think it's crazy? Susie Othman, dangerous, crazy, Shawnee. The amount of shunts will go up. Steffi Quinlan, absolutely. It's going to be bumper heaven for mechanics and quick fit. Duty on driver, take care. Bus drivers are going to be under the gamut again. It's really tough, really tough. It means people can get off buses and just cross in front of them or cross behind them. I mean, mind you, Nadia just walks out into the road anyway. Well, it's astonishing that she's alive.
There was a really interesting...
But pedestrians can now just walk out anyway.
Yeah, listen to this. There's a really interesting lawyer today on LBC, and he's been 20 years...
It is idiotic, Jack.
Him and his whole... what's it called? Group of lawyers. His...
Practice?
Practice. And all of them have, been dealing only with highway offences and all of this. That's their speciality. And he was saying it's ridiculous to say that cyclists should be insured. Yeah. He said, in all the 20 years that he's been working on these cases, nobody has ever brought a case of a cyclist doing anything to their car.
Wow, that's...
But prams and buggies do so much damage.
Right.
He said, so you're better off saying... Women
you were
with
hit
babies
by a pram.
With prams,
you were
should
hit
have insurance.
So you could say you were hit by a McLaren and they'd think it was a car. Nah, you see, that's clever. Lorna Jane Sullivan, everyone is now being asked to open the car door with the opposite hand so they're always looking behind when opening the door. That's a good rule.
That's a really good rule.
That's really clever because you would go and you would automatically look round. No, pedestrians, where this is going to get really dangerous is on right-hand turns. I guarantee. Accidents on right-hand turns.
I just think people won't read it and they'll just carry on driving the way they always have.
And I have to say, cyclists, by and large, observe the left-hand side of the road. And I find the idea that they could come up on the right is going to be really disconcerting now. Do you remember that programme idea we pitched years ago called Psycho Lists, which was about angry cyclists? Do you remember that? Lycra louts and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, after we kind of thought about that, there are as many angry drivers, as you probably know from our vlog, as there are angry cyclists. Now, war games, I just wanted to ask, what are you going to do, Nads, if war breaks out? If the Russians were coming, what would you do? What's the first thing you'd do? Buy some blinis in case they've got some caviar?
I think I might top myself.
I wonder what they've got in their sort of...
I don't want to live in a war-torn country.
Pack. I mean,
we got a text last night, didn't we, from one of the kids, and they were like, are we at war with Russia? Can you just be really honest with us?
I mean, this news filters through and percolates down, doesn't it? It's, yeah.
They were saying, there was the Americans talking today, and they were saying that the 100,000 troops that they've got can do nothing in a city. In the city.
No, but they are talking about the potential
they'll be doing little incursions in the countryside and stuff.
But it's going to be...
I thought it was a sort of storming with 100,000 troops. They're going to spread them out. No. But they're saying that it won't happen until after the Chinese Olympics. And then at the moment, China and Russia are doing all sorts of other things.
Did you hear that China asked, apparently, allegedly, the Xi Jinping, or is it Xi?
Jinping.
President Xi phoned Putin and asked him to not invade until the Winter Olympics are over.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, did you?
That's what I was literally saying.
Oh, I'm
when you
sorry, I
interrupted
didn't
me to
realise.
tell me what
Sorry, I
was
wasn't
saying.
listening. Look what, because I was laughing at Ashley. Ashley said I'd grow a moustache and pretend to be German.
Because the Germans are right up their bum bums.
Well, the Germans are in a bit of a, you know...
They're in trouble with their gas.
They're in a bit of a tricky situation, really. They're in a headlock because of the gas, yeah, it's terrible.
And it's because they're feeling unsettled in Europe. They don't know what their position was.
You heard the same guy
because
saying
Angela
that.
Merkel, when Angela Merkel was in charge, they
I
knew
heard
where
him say
they
that.
were.
I heard him say that and I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked it, like you really liked it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so war games. I mean, I think I'd dig a hole and I'd grow parsnips. They like parsnips.
No, I think I'd just give
I'd
up.
try and
I
make...
don't want to live in a war-torn country.
Wouldn't
I just
you
don't.
strategically
I
make
haven't got the
something
energy.
really nice to woo them?
No.
When they arrived on March. Apparently it's going to take them, if they wanted to, me too, you might be able to confirm this, it would take them 4 days to overrun our country, apparently. If they were to just go,
But what
fuck
about
the
that
Brits.
very clever guy today saying, you know, it was quite interesting when you're saying what an actual threat the UK is. We have second to none, what's it called? Not espionage, you know when you know what's going on.
Security?
No.
Surveillance?
No.
Intelligence?
Intelligence, must be intelligence.
Yeah.
We've got loads of things. He was listing off all the things that we've got.
Yeah, but
It's
they've
like,
got. Yeah, but
blimey.
the one problem with that is they've got more.
Yeah.
We've got lots of great things, but apparently submarines are circling around Ireland. I feel sorry for everyone in Ireland.
Yeah, they've been there.
They've
all
been
the
there
time.
quite a while. They're hanging off the edge of your coast. So anyway, just have a think about what you're
I'll
going to
be
do.
watching Coffee Moaning, says Nicola Higgins.
Well, I hope so. I hope they'll just find us charming and pointless and stupid. Now, final thing, Dolly Parton. Don't diss the Dolly.
Jolene. Oh, we love Dolly.
Don't diss the Dolly. You're going to see on one of our date nights that I ended up watching. Did anyone else watch the documentary about Dolly Parton?
I loved it.
Does anyone remember when I dissed...
Jane Fonda cries in it because she
Yeah.
loves her so much.
Does anyone remember when I dissed the Dolly? Has
You
anyone
nearly
here?
got cancelled.
Yeah, I did nearly get cancelled. Does anyone here a Dolly Parton fan? Just give us a yes. Give us a Jolene if you are. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Sing it.
I can't.
What's happened to you? Get your top off.
Suddenly exhausted.
Oh look, love her. I remember. No, says Susie Othman. Well, all I wanted to say was this documentary completely confirmed to me that she's a radical, rule-breaking feminist icon. So, there you go. I couldn't have been more wrong.
Watch
Sophie
it.
Fuller named
Look
the dog
at it.
after her. So, guys, that was vaguely silly and distracting. Nadia's going to fall asleep on the sofa. I'm going to fall asleep in a corner, darkened room, and nurse my nose. Have a lovely
And
evening.
members, don't forget it's the No Name Sunday show live tomorrow.
What time? What time?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock live. It's number 100.
100 shows. So if you want to join the members area, you have 100 shows that have been uploaded that you can watch. Being a member costs 37p a week, and we upload recorded video usually every Sunday, but every so often we do a special live.
You sound like you're in the 80s.
I get going like that, and I love you.
And if you're lucky,
Love you.
Nadia will be writing a 1 on one buttock, a 0 on the other, and when she bends over, it'll say 100. That's right. Yeah!